Hi guys, welcome to Beyond the Pod. We have an exciting episode today. So we've got 3 guests on today. And yeah, listen guys, thanks for following us, thanks for subscribing, sharing our content. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, hello everyone, welcome. Episode 7 Beyond the Pod podcast, and our first guest, you may know him for his Lebanese charisma or his Cockney charm. It is Jed. So welcome Jed, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, boys. Cheers. Thank you for having
Hello
me.
Jed. Hello Jed.
Boys.
So Jed, first of all, we have got a lot of questions for you because we are really interested. It's been amazing watching you. It's been
Yeah.
exciting. It's brought back a lot of memories watching, as you're probably aware. But yeah, so we're gonna get straight in there. Okay,
Let's
so
go.
first of all, we want to know a little bit about behind the scenes. So, what were your first impressions of the pods?
I actually loved it because I didn't really have any kind of impressions going in. I think it started to feel real when you were standing outside those pods, those doors, and it's like, right, guys, everyone ready? We're about to go in for a minute. Right, guys, everyone out, everyone out, everyone out. And I'm thinking, hold on, I was about to get ready. I'm like geeing myself up, right, about to put my charm on, and then everyone out again, then everyone come in. So it's a lot of like back and forth. But yeah, once you get in there, you kind of forget. I think that the cameras are kind of there. I think in the pods, the cameras are more hidden. So you kind of, I think for me personally, when I'm in the flow, when I'm talking to like whoever's behind the wall, I just felt like, yeah, natural. And I felt it was, I love the experience myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think when we were in the pods, you kind of forget that the camera's there, don't you? At first, you might be a bit conscious of it, but after a while, you start picking your nose and stuff. You just forget, don't you?
I didn't do that, Freddie. I didn't do that myself.
Okay. Were there any sort of conversations or anything that, like, I don't know, any funny conversations you had or anything that you wish was shown and it wasn't?
Yeah, so me and Tom were close in like just in the experiment, and I don't know why, but when I went into the experiment, I kind of kept like the cards close to my chest, just because I could see all the other boys talking about their dates and who their strongest connections were, and I was just thinking, if someone says like Bada's name, I'm gonna be like, all right, competition time, and it's probably gonna change my mind of how I approach like going into the dates. So they knew that I wasn't gonna say, so they didn't say it to me. So I was like, okay, cool. Then me and Tom got close, and he was like, I really want to know. And then Patrick was kind of like the mediator. So we both whispered like who we were dating in his ear. And we just said, Patrick, nod if it's the same girl, or like shake your head if it isn't.
Yeah.
So we looked at him, he shook his head, and we were like screaming like little schoolgirls, like hugging each other. Because we thought it was going to be the same girl, and we might have to like battle it out. But no, it was good. It was cool. Yeah.
I've seen your arms, Jed.
Yeah. Listen, so that probably leads on to the next question as well. So obviously with like emotions and things, how did you kind of so what was it like in the lounge? Was there any sort of divides and things, and how did you like balance your emotions? Like obviously if there was somebody there that liked the same girl, like was there any sort of divides? Like because I know in our series there was a bit of a divide.
Yeah.
You know, like that one side and the other side kind of thing. Did you sense that in your sort of experience?
It was actually so weird because I feel like all the boys got on. There might have been a bit of like he's going after my girl, but I'll tell you now, the boys handled it so well. So the one that you see, Javen and Demela with Katisha, anytime they come out of the pod with a date with her, they didn't necessarily speak about the date, but they just kind of told each other how they were feeling. If they felt like it went well, if she was kind of giving encouraging signs, just to kind of know like where each other stand. So there was no kind of like blindsided moments. But I felt like, yeah, everyone kind of got on well. We were like bouncing back and forth. As you probably both know, there's loads of games being made in the lounge. The sweet bowl made it in, as you can see, a little winner there. But yeah, there was just loads of stuff like hiding the apples and crazy stuff going on. I think you kind of lose your mind in the lounge a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, that's wicked. That so everyone got on. That's good. That's good.
From what I know, anyway. I mean, I was probably in my own little bubble, but from what I could see, I felt like everyone got on.
Did you have any other connections in the pods?
Yeah, so I was actually speaking to Holly, who you don't actually see too much. You might see her in the background of a few clips. We had some good conversations. She was a nice girl. She was like, we connected, but we just didn't get as deep as me and Bada did. So me and Bada spoke about like traditional stuff and culture and family, and I think that felt like home to me. So not like normally I'm just going to gravitate towards that. So I think that's how kind of I was steering more towards Bada.
Cool. Was she the chef?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. I do remember that.
So obviously, that is crazy. So she said she was a chef, and I was like, as you can see, every time you see me in the lounge, I'm eating, I'm shoving food in my mouth, and I'm just thinking, Jed, just put the food down, mate. So obviously, she said chef, and I thought, oh yeah, I like this one already.
Food is the way to our hearts.
Oh, it is, mate, it is.
So these, mate, are a little bit delving a little bit deeper into the storyline.
Let's go.
Freddie screwed me over here. Freddie's giving me
I didn't.
I'm looking at this section. I'm like, bloody hell, mate.
These are a bit tougher. Okay, these ones are a bit tougher. If you don't feel like you want to answer anything, then don't worry.
Yeah,
thank you.
Obviously, mate, when Barda said no at the altar, I was devastated because I've said it from the get-go that you two are my favourite couple. I think you two came across so well, so genuine. And when she said no, or I do not, were you blindsided by that? I mean, what was going through your mind at the moment?
Yeah, so leading up to it, we kind of had chats of like this is getting serious now. We had like a week before our wedding where we went home, and I just said to her, like, we need like serious chats about like how we're feeling honestly, because the last thing we want to do is blindside each other. So we went on a few dates with my mates and stuff, and she says, no matter what Jed says, no matter what he does, I'm 100%, I'm there. And I kind of said to her, like, we're having a few bickers, things are kind of getting in the way. And for me, I'm a perfectionist. I've already said this on another podcast. I feel like I repeat myself, but it's true. It's coming from the heart. It's what, like, obviously how I felt. So I said I was like kind of 50-50 going into it. It didn't mean I want to stop dating her. It's just marriage is a massive thing. It means a hell of a lot to me. And I went in the experiment wanting everything. So having these chats 50-50, she was still 100%. So in my mind, I'm obviously thinking it's going to be down to me. Like, she's going to say yes. If she gets asked first, she's going to say I do. And then it's down to me. So then when we got there and I heard her, I don't, or not now, I was thinking, oh. And it's just like, again, I say this again, I respect the decision. It takes a brave woman to stand up there and make that choice in front of friends and family and everything like that. But it's just how she kind of went about it, blindsided kind of moment. And that's kind of where it kind of,
Yeah. So what were you leading towards if it had come to you at that point? Would you have said I do?
It's crazy. I don't think I've ever been in a situation like that before. I'm such a like confident guy of kind of knowing what I want. And then I was pretty confident going down there. I was thinking, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes because like it's been so good. A little bicker here and there is not going to cause a problem. And then I was like, hold on, Jed, let's think instead of thinking emotionally, let's think logically. And I was thinking, no, but if I said I'm 50-50, it means I'm not 100. Even if I was 90% sure, I'm still not 100. And again, the idea was the day after, we have our own wedding. We have everyone that we want there, not just select few people. Yeah. And then I saw her walking down the aisle. And I'm thinking, I could just marry this girl. So my head was all over the place. But I saw her walking down the aisle. I was like, yeah, I can marry this girl.
It is a whirlwind of emotions, isn't it? It is a whirlwind of emotions.
Proper. Because you're up there. And obviously, I'm looking at her. And then obviously, in my peripheral, I can see her family, my family, how well everyone got on. I think you even see, after she said no, I think normally you see people like rushing out and you see maybe a divide. But like both families come together and friends come together. And it was just a chat. So you can see there was a lot of love there. There was a lot of respect there. Unfortunately, it just ended the way that it did.
Yeah. And then what happened with the engagement ring afterwards? Because there seems to be like a lot of chat around that and about you asking her to take it off in the gym.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you shed some insight into what went down there? I mean, did you feel that was like justified? Your request was justified? Or do you think that looking back on it, you wish you never asked her to do that? Or
So I completely get her point of view. But then again, it's kind of like, I think there was no malice between either of our views, but I'll tell my story. So obviously you both know you're not allowed to wear wedding rings if you do get married, obviously in our case, even if you didn't. But she wanted to make a statement and wear the ring. So I was like, okay, cool. I appreciate that. I love the commitment. However, it kind of felt a bit too much too soon. So she was kind of asking me questions like, what are we? And I said, like, this is such a difficult question to ask right after a wedding because it's like, I can't say that we're engaged because for me, that engagement's done. Like, I can't kind of get over it a no. So we kind of have to start again. We're building blocks. Like I'm solely for you, and we're going to try and work through this. So I say this and people might laugh, but in Essex, everyone knows everyone. And I think the last person that you want kind of obviously finding out you're married is your ex, if you don't want no one to know. So my ex would have told everyone, it would have come out, how's Jed engaged? I've not even seen him with a girlfriend. He's not posted anything. And I'm thinking, oh my God. So obviously I'm in my mind trying to think what's the best thing to do. So I just said to her, like, maybe like take it off, spin it round kind of thing, hide it. So it's not obvious. And obviously there's a lot of, I wouldn't say that PDA, but we're like having a little flirt in the gym and all that kind of stuff. And I just didn't want to kind of cause any like friction. I didn't want to cause any arguments. I didn't want any like back and forth from the ex and Barda. There's no way. I know she said it at the reunion, but there is no way that I would have put my ex above Barda. That's just not something that I do. So it was just a way of trying to keep the peace. And then we can talk about at home when we're in a more like safe environment. We can smash out the gym exercise, the workout. We get home, everyone's cool, and then we can have a little chat about it. Again, I get her point of view. So maybe my communication then wasn't great. And maybe I should have just said straight away. I think it's a bit of a, like, some people agree with my approach, some people agree with her approach. But again, there's just no malice behind it. And I felt like if she knew me, like, truly, I wouldn't have done that to go out and hurt her. Like, I was all for her, even after a no. Who dates after a no at the altar? But I was still all for her. So that happened. I got home and it was a bit icy and I was like, what's up? And then we got into it. And I apologised that I took accountability and I thought it was squashed. Get to the reunion and she brings it up again. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on? So
yeah, because sorry, go on.
No, yeah. So then we had this dinner with the other cast members, and I was speaking to one of the guys, and I said, you know, like he asked me what went on. Obviously, you didn't get married, but you two look good right now. You look sweet, and I was like, yeah, no, like we actually are good. Like she's even still wearing a ring, and there was no ring on her finger, and I was thinking, oh. I need to go and speak to her, and like communication breakdown. It wasn't, it got nowhere.
Yeah, I think communication's key, isn't it? In a relationship,
yeah. Because I feel like, especially leading up to the wedding, because obviously you saw we were so like plain sailing, everything was sweet, and then we started to have our little conflicts, but we didn't know how to resolve them, and we only had like a week into the wedding. So where we didn't know how to resolve our conflicts, it started to become a bit more of a problem, and we started getting icy with each other. I'm thinking, like, this isn't right. Like, we don't even argue. So what are we arguing about? And I think that's kind of where it kind of snowballed and it kind of, just went a bit downhill.
Yeah. Because I know you mentioned accountability then, and Varda said that you struggled with that. But, I mean, do you know any particular bit she was referring that to, or?
Maybe just in a moment of time of not taking accountability of owning up like that was my ex or something like that. I'm trying to think of anything else. No, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe just again, communication. Just where I was trying to explain my side of the story, she was trying to explain her side. And we just didn't really, we kept butting heads. We couldn't really see each other's side. When in the pods, our communication was amazing. And then after at the retreat in Manchester, like we spoke about everything, whether it was on camera, off camera, we were good. And then it just, I don't know, something happened, something shifted and our communication just broke. Then maybe the pressure of the wedding, because where we are two strong, independent people, strong-minded, we might have needed a little bit more time. So if there wasn't a wedding, would we be in this situation right now? I don't know.
Yeah. And if you could, like, look back on any instance that you and Varda had, either, like, the pain for the dinner, the gym incident, is there anything that you would have done differently in terms of how you navigated that or communication?
I don't know. She says that when I told her about paying for the bill, she said I said it in a jokey way, like in the morning. I don't feel like I did, but I might have done because obviously she brought it up. So maybe just if I'm trying to communicate with someone about something that I actually really want to do, maybe not have a laugh and a giggle about it, because I think that's, I don't know, I feel like that's just my personality. I'll just laugh and giggle at anything. So
you can't change that. You can't change that.
I know, so it's quite hard. Like, you see me doing all these like silly moments on TV. I'm thinking, what am I doing? I'm getting absolutely grilled for getting my like chest waxed and my hair in a bun. And I feel like
you took the chest waxing like an absolute champ.
No, I didn't.
He's done it before. That's why.
No, I didn't. As soon as that phone went down, I was in tears, mate. I was like, yeah, it's so much. Oh dear. But yeah, I think maybe more. I don't know, just more communication and more understanding, maybe.
Yeah.
What would you say? So since the show, obviously it's a big show. It's been seen worldwide.
Yeah.
What would you say is like the biggest change to daily life since it's been dropped?
Biggest change. I loved my life before. Like I had a good job, loving family, loving friends. I think it's just like being noticed now. It's been aired. Like every time I've been out, it's like, oh my God, Jed from Love Is Blind. I'm like, I don't know if I've got that like recognizable face, but clearly I must do. But other than that, yeah, I think my life is pretty much the same. I've got a whole new group of boys that I've made from the show, which I absolutely love. Like obviously we go through the same experiment, and you've got the same kind of like links through that. So I think I'm grateful for that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think Ben, you've answered quite a lot of my questions there, Jed. So should we just jump onto the quick fire?
Yeah, we can do a quick fire round. One last thing though, in terms of like fans' interactions when you've been out and about, like, is it on the whole all right and everyone's quite nice and kind with you about it, or do you get heckled on the street?
No, to be fair, I think, well, I can't really speak for most people, but I think for the ones that I know, like that I'm close to, it's all been good. Like, I've just had like people screaming down the road, undoing their car windows, coming up to me, approaching me, can I take a picture? All that, like, yeah, I love it. Like, it's just not my world. It's not my world. So I'm just like, oh my God, this is so weird. I don't know how to pose in a picture. I don't know what, like, yeah. So I'd take it in my stride kind of vibe.
Yeah. First thing you do differently if you went back?
Change my hairstyle.
Summarize Varda in one word.
Strong.
Best advice for surviving in the pods?
Be yourself.
Most unexpected thing about filming?
How many times it takes you to do one scene?
And the last DM that you opened on Instagram?
Never that.
All right, cheers, man. That's good. Right, we've got a quick game, Jed. Okay, so this game is called Jed or Dead. Okay,
so love it.
Jed or Dead. So basically, if it's a yes, it's Jed. If it's no, it's Dead. Okay. Yep. Right. So first one. Date someone you meet at the gym.
Jed.
Hey.
Ghost someone instead of ending it face to face.
Dead.
Go back on reality TV.
Jed.
Hey, I like that one.
Why not?
I like that one. Favourite match season 4.
No. No.
Right, move cities for a partner.
Depending where it is, but Jed.
Your partner being friends with their ex.
Ooh, that's a tricky one. Jed dead. No.
Jed dead.
I think it depends on the situation and all that kind of stuff. As long as it's like amicable and all that kind of stuff, yeah, Jed.
Yeah, we'll take that. Sliding into another cast member's DMs after filming.
Flirty or non-flirty?
Flirty or friendly?
However you interpret it.
The flirty dead.
Would you do Love Is Blind again?
I got asked this question. I'm sorry, I know it's Jed or Dead, but it's because now I've got the mindset of how it all works. I think I'd go into it a little bit differently. So I'd say Dead.
Dead or Jed?
Dead.
Dead. Last one, is Love Blind?
Jed.
Hey. Love that. Mate, you've been absolutely brilliant today. I've just got like a final couple of questions for you. If you could give one piece of advice to anyone who's thinking of going on Love Is Blind, season 3, I know are filming at the minute, what advice would you give them?
Be yourself, be confident, be open, be vulnerable, and enjoy it. I think the last one is probably one of the biggest ones, even though it's just a little, just enjoy yourself, because people take it a bit too to heart, too serious, and like you're there, like go and enjoy yourself and be you, be present, and just enjoy the whole experiment. Yeah.
Nice. And what's next for you?
I don't have a clue. It's what's next for me? Go to work tomorrow.
Sign some autographs.
Yeah, like before before the show I was Jed. Before after the show I'm Jed. I'm still going to be the same guy. So whatever comes my way, if it's right, I'll take the opportunity. If not, I love my life. Like, so I'm easier taking whatever comes my way.
I like that, mate. That's one of the reasons why you and Barder, you're my favourites.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And final question, what is your current relationship status?
Single.
Hey. There you go, girls. So slide into these DMs.
Single, ready to mingle.
We're open. Jed, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it.
It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, boys.
So for our next guest, you might know him for being a self-confessed hopeless romantic, or for his hatred for Victoria sponge cake. It's Billy.
Hey! What about you, lads? How's it going?
What's going on, mate?
Are you good?
I got my spoon with me just in case you get some cake out.
What an introduction that was.
What an introduction. So Billy, we're just going to run through some questions and have a couple of games and stuff, okay?
Sounds good, Matt.
It's not going to be too stressful, don't worry, I promise you. So first of all, we want to delve into the pods. So, what 3 words would you use to describe the pods?
Oh, good question. So straight away, the one that always comes to mind is intense, flirtatious, because the day one, it's like speed dating on crack. It's just so exciting, like, and then just romance as well, because that's what we're all there for at the end of the day, aren't we?
Yeah, that's it. Definitely. So Ashley, she was your person in the pods. Was there a specific moment that kind of made you think, yeah, she's my person?
So it was, I think you've seen it, and there's so much you don't see on camera as well. Like, obviously you spent hours and hours dating, don't you? But the one that stands out that was obviously on camera as well was probably when we started talking about how she has a respect for the military and how she always takes Remembrance Sunday off. I just kind of aligned to her with her core values in that moment.
Yeah.
Everyone's expecting me to say whenever we got the pink cowgirl hats out, but it wasn't that, believe it or not.
Doing the dancing, mate.
That was your decision as well, right?
Do you know what? I wish I could take credit for that, but it wasn't me at all. Like,
did you have any other connections in the pods?
Yeah, there was a few. I say few up. I had probably 2 other connections. So
I would say 14 others.
Yeah, love a boy.
Well, you know what I mean, like strong connections. I had 2 strong other connections, and it's tough. You obviously get it as well, but it's like you haven't got that much time in there realistically, and you have to kind of put all your efforts in the one connection and you just got to trust your gut and go with what you think is the strongest in the moment.
So obviously, the concept of dating in pods and proposing to someone in such a short period of time, that's like crazy for people to comprehend. Was there ever like a moment where you thought, I don't know if I'm quite ready for this, or you felt like you needed maybe a bit more time before proposing, or were you sort of like content, like I know this is my person?
Do you know what? I don't think you could ever have enough time. I was in there, and out of all the people in there, she was my person, and I got wrapped up into it as well, because you're all there for the same reasons. You're having these deep conversations which you would never ever talk about on date number 3, 4, and 5. You're talking about intimacy on date number 2 and 3. It's like, well, this is a wee bit awkward, like. But no,
date 1 for Ben, that usually.
That's where I went wrong.
If you did that on the outside, bro, you get a restraining order.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's easy to get wrapped up into it, like, and yeah, I think in the moment I was ready for it, like, because how that panned out as well, I actually asked her a question knowing she was going to ask me it back. So I asked her, what's the first thing you're going to do when you see me? And then she obviously answered, and then she asked me it back, and I thought, I've got this smooth operator here. Yeah. I'm going to tell you
That's funny. Was there anything that we didn't see that you wish was shown in the pods?
Good question. So the air hostess topic, I wish that was kind of pushed out a wee bit more, or seen both sides, because from my perspective, I've got this reputation of Billy hates air hostess, but in fact, it's probably the other way around. I actually love them probably too much, even though I know it doesn't work. I keep going back. But there's this narrative of the air hostess thing. I was fully supportive. I just wish they had looked at it that I've got a job as well. Because everyone, like a lot of hate online, is telling me, oh, why does it have to be Ashley leaving her job? Why can't you leave your job? I'm like, I'm a soldier. My job's not 9 to 5 as well. So it's not just me looking at her job. It was also her or me seeing if my job's compatible as well. And we had so much conversations about it. But obviously, they can only show so much. And you just see all the hate I give for air hostess, apparently.
You won't be allowed on any more flights.
Mate,
Yeah,
I'm not allowed on a flight with cake. That does, mate. I'm done.
That's a nightmare for you, isn't it? Getting on a plane. I'm with Kate.
I'm just going to have my broccoli on the boat instead.
On a dinghy.
Benaiah, you go on a few cruises. You can hook me up.
Yeah, I know. I can actually. I can. It seems, during the experiment, there's a lot of lifestyle clashes. You touched then upon the working balance, maybe compatibility issues. But would you say those two were the main sticking points, or was there other things that we didn't get to see?
I would say so. Obviously, you're trying to sell yourself in the pods, and that works both ways. Me selling myself my good points to Ashley and vice versa. You're never going to tell someone all your bad points. Not that she's got any obvious bad points, but it's just whenever you bring it into the real world, it's tricky sometimes to keep it aligned. Because you don't really know, and that's what it comes down to, just aligning everything, jobs, lifestyle, what we want to do in our spare time, what we consider a date night, how we shop together, and it was just that time in the apartments was never going to be reality for us because, it's not like she could jump on a flight while she's in the apartments and I can't just go and train soldiers, so it's that was never our reality. Our reality started day one when we were married, so it was unfortunate. But that was the sticking points. Just if we can take what we have was so beautiful and bring it into the real world.
Yeah. Do you think there was one that was a bigger problem than the other? So do you think the job was perhaps maybe a bigger issue than maybe any personality incompatibilities? And do you think that if the job career dilemma was sorted, would it have been able to work even with some incompatibilities on the personality level?
So I think it was, it came down to how we were in the real world and that connectivity. I don't think the job actually was a problem. As much as it was highlighted on the show, it wasn't actually a problem. What was a problem was compromise. So we talked about compromise. You only seen a snippet, but we did talk about compromise, short, medium, and long term. The short term was we just grizz it because I'd have to just visit her a bit like you did last year with Benaiah.
Yeah.
And then medium term, I was going to move down to her. And then long term, I always openly said that I wanted kind of somewhere where she can get home easily, somewhere I can go home easily, in case something goes wrong with family. And it doesn't matter where we live, as long as we got each other. And I didn't really want to live down south because cost of living, I wanted to if we have kids, I want to offer them the best lifestyle I could possibly give them. And it was just found as we were going down the road, what we talked about compromise wasn't aligning. We did touch about it in the pods, but maybe we were just kind of off the record with each other. We're off the track with each other.
Yeah, that's it, mate, isn't it? It's like when you get into the real world, that's when all this comes to the front, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a risk you have to take. I stand by it. I have no regrets. I went there to find my wife, so of course you're going to go for it, aren't you?
Yeah. And coming on to that, so saying I do on the wedding day seemed a big risk. Obviously you had some big concerns leading up to it. Did you find that maybe there's a little bit of pressure of the moment to say yes? Was it just blind faith, or did you genuinely feel that from the bottom of your heart?
I think if I say no to that question, people are going to look at me and go, "You're an idiot. Of course you've given the pressure." You naturally feel the pressure in the day, and even if it works out or doesn't work out, you are going to lean into that pressure. So I did cave into the pressure a little bit, but I felt so in love in that moment, and I was down the middle. As soon as I seen her walk down the aisle, I was like, that's bang on yes for me. So I was in love, and I'm not being funny. I wanted it to work with me and Ashley at that moment. So if I had said no to her, there's no going back after that, is there?
Well, that's it. I mean, Jed and Barlow
that's it. Yeah.
As much as you want to, you can't. And I don't know what it is. There's something about that aisle. When Nick walked down there, I was like, yeah, God, easy.
I can't say nothing.
Do you know what it really was? If I said no, I wasn't going to get any wedding cake. I would be screwed.
There you go.
And did any outside opinions from work or family, did that ever come into your head? Did anyone in your ear, like friends or family, saying, "Oh, don't do it, it's too quick," blah blah blah?
So, no, I don't think so. They know I'm quite strong-minded, and no matter what they say, they're not going to change my mind. I'm going to do what I want to do. However, my dad kind of threw me under the bus when he says, the one thing you said was, don't go with air hostess. I was like, oh, come on, Dad, give me a break. Out of all the things, they must have been watching the back production thinking, this is gold here. We've got this.
Yeah.
Yoink, keep that.
What is it?
But you know what I meant? What? I wish I could put my finger on it. I must just distract it.
It's blowing up it's blowing up the live fest, isn't it?
And how big was the impact of being married before? Because I know obviously Nick had the same situation. She was married before, and on the wedding day, that terrified her, that concept. So was that also playing on your mind quite a bit?
Yeah, and I think that's why I was different to the other lads. So if you watch the show, they're all like, I'm 100% yes, I'm all in. Whereas I wanted to push them boundaries. I really wanted to push it left and right and really test the waters because you only got 7 weeks. And for me, it's like, I feel so bad about it because I feel bad for Ashley, but I'm going to be divorced twice, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it sucks in that aspect, but I can't just kind of call it quits at the same time because, like Freddie said, I'm a hopeless romantic. I just want to find my person, and I truly feel my person's still out there, just like I think Ashley's person out there. I'm so grateful to have her through the experiment because she was my person, and we kind of brought each other along, but we both deserve happiness as well.
Yeah. And then looking back, do you think you'd taken some more time? I mean, time isn't really a gift on that, but do you think you'd wish you'd paused and maybe held off on the I do and tried to walk away engaged, or do you think that was never really an option?
I don't know. I think with the time I had, I think I really did explore all avenues and make sure I was making the right choice. I was constantly, people were sick of me talking about it just because I was back and forth all the time. And they're like, "Would you just fucking make your mind up?" You know what I mean? Even at the stag do, it was a no. And then 2 days later, I was like, yes, work out one night. But no, it's just, if I could change anything, I would literally hit pause and just say, right, let's give it a couple of weeks and then make a decision. But unfortunately, TV doesn't work like that, does it? So
yeah, it doesn't wait for anyone.
Yeah.
All right, that's my segment done. So back over to you, Freddie.
So, quick questions. So, at what point did you know in the relationship you weren't going to sort of continue, and what did you try before ending it?
So I honestly think both of us, we stepped our games up. We were doing everything. We were going away together. We were in these amazing places together where you should be feeling so in love with each other. And I got to a point where I started feeling distant when we were in Miami, because we were in Miami on Christmas Day, and it's just we should be don't get me wrong, it was a good day, but we should be the most in love we've ever been, and something just didn't feel right in me. And I did feel her pulling away as well. So the Christmas period passed, and when you're still having doubts after Christmas, the most magical time of the year, I think that's when I had to kind of make a decision. And it was a tough decision. I'll stand by it. I done what I felt was right in the moment. I knew I wasn't going to change how I felt. And I felt if I didn't do it in that moment, it would just be unfair, kind of going along with it and stringing Ashley along.
Mm. Do you think there's anything that Ashley doesn't sort of understand about your decision, or is it all pretty clear, do you think?
So I honestly, it baffles me a little bit, because I thought, I said on the reunion, we sat there and we talked, sobbed to each other for 4 hours. She came all the way up, and I thought we got everything out. We've been amicable ever since. And I've said to her, my plan was, if you watch anything and you're unsure about it, I'd rather you come to me and then we could talk about it. And that's the sort of dialogue we were having. And then communication just broke down, and it wasn't until 30 seconds before I walked out in the reunion, I kind of sensed the tone was different. I was like, oh shit, this is what I'm going into.
Head to the Lions.
It literally felt like I was like lambs to the slaughter.
The reunion night, we were there, all three of us.
Oh.
Intense.
Yeah.
Didn't envy you at all. But is there anything you'd wish you'd said on stage that night that you didn't, or that was cut out that you wish to say now?
I feel when we were on stage, it's obviously set up for a reason, but I felt like it was very much the girls get their point of view across, and then the guys just defend for their dear lives. I didn't feel that we had our time to kind of talk about it. I just wish I had to give my perspective of it rather than just kind of being in defensive mode all the time. I took full accountability, but what I wish I had described is more about my job, to be honest, because I just felt like my job was being dragged through the dirt because I didn't understand the air hostess thing. I was so proud of her for being an air hostess, but I'm also proud to be a soldier as well. And I just felt that was tarnished a little bit.
Yeah, you've both got really respectable jobs, like massively. Yeah, definitely. So Billy, what we're going to do, we're going to do a quick fire round. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you some questions, and they need quick answers to each one. Okay?
So no ChatGPT then, no?
Yeah. Well, coincidentally, so first question. So who made you laugh the most out of all the cast?
Ashley.
Oh, that's nice. I like that answer.
Yeah, she did.
What's the first thing you'd do differently if you could go back?
Oh shit. Give more connections a chance, to be fair. You feel the pressure, don't you?
Yeah, I get that, yeah. Describe Ashley in one word.
Sparkle.
Best advice for surviving the pods?
Be true to yourself. Don't tell people what they want to hear. Just be yourself.
Okay. Most unexpected thing about filming?
Going from the lounge and the pods where you don't notice the cameras, and then you're at the reveal and there's literally about 40 cameras in your face.
Is so true. That is so true.
And you're trying to be romantic and you're like, do I kiss you, do I not? It's so bad.
All right, okay, cool. We're going to have a game as well. The game is called Bill It or Bin It. And if the answer is yes, you say Bill It, and if it's a no, Bin It. So I'm going to give you like a little line, a little scenario, and you say Bill It for yes, Bin It for no. So saying I don't at the altar if you're 50-50, Bill It yes or Bin It no?
Bill it. Everyone wants to be alone. Take a chance.
Doing another dating show, Bill It or Bin It?
Oh, Bill it yes, is it? Bill it.
Bill It yes, yeah. Calling a friend for relationship advice.
Bennett, that doesn't work in my favour, does it?
Threw that one in there, yeah.
Moving for love within 3 months. Bill It or Bin It?
Bennett. You have to enjoy the relationship. There's too much pressure.
A cupboard full of cake. Bill It or Bin It?
Double billet.
Sliding into another cast member's DMs after filming. Bill It yes or Bin It no?
Billet.
Do Love Is Blind again. Bill It or Bin It?
Do you know what? Bill it, because I go on a different perspective this time around. I think, when you're going into it, you don't know, it's the unknown, but now you know. I definitely do it.
Yeah, that's good. And the final one is Love Blind. Bill It yes, Bin It no?
Bill it. Just not for me, unfortunately.
Nice. Good, mate. Love it.
Billy, final closing questions. So,
I'm enjoying this.
I think I say you had enough of it.
No, you've been amazing. So, if you could give sort of any advice to anyone going on Love Is Blind, what would it be?
Make sure you're going on with the right intentions. As you imagine, loads of people kind of see the stuff that comes with it. And I've been accused of that myself, but I genuinely went in with the right intentions. be yourself. And I think I said it earlier on, don't tell people what they want to hear. Just be yourself and they'll naturally fall for you.
Good stuff. Would you consider getting married again?
Yes, but not until I'm at least 50 years old. I need to, I need to wait.
There we go.
I can't be doing it in 3 months.
So what's next for Billy?
Do you know what? I'm just going to enjoy the ride type thing. Like anything that comes from it opportunity wise, I'm not going to be chasing anything because I think I'm too old to be an influencer, to be honest. But on the flip side, I'm actually
doing it.
That's ironic coming from you. Like, I'm surprised you got 5 minutes, Freddie. I'm surprised you got 5 minutes, mate.
That's funny. Last question. What is your? This is a really important one as well. What is your current relationship status?
So I am currently single.
Oh, they are ladies. They are ladies getting there. Billy, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the pod. We really appreciate it.
Cheers, guys. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I've been wanting to come on ever since you told me I had a strong jawline, mate.
Oh, there we go. That was me. I said that.
Honestly, I wanted to come on since day one.
Oh, no, mate, you've been a really good sport. Appreciate you taking the time,
No, cheers, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Billy. See you later.
Go, cheers, mate.
Catch you, mate.
So, for our next guest, we have the Indian princess who just wanted to find her prince sight unseen. It's Sroba.
Hey, guys.
Hello. You okay?
Good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, got a better ring light than me.
This selfie stick comes everywhere with me, honestly.
Does it?
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty chill. We've got some questions for you. It's just a bit of fun, okay, Sarover? Don't panic too much.
Yeah, we're nice. We've been in your situation before. We know how it is.
We've been there.
Look, if I can survive the reunion, I can survive anything. So
that reunion was brutal. We'll come to that though. We've got some good questions around that. But to start off, like, briefly just describe your pod experience, good, bad, the ugly.
The pod experience was amazing. It was going into it, you just don't know what to expect, but you see it on TV. And when I walked in, it was like you walk into the girls' lounge and I'm like, oh my God, it's like the set from Friends or something like that. And it was so cool. It honestly was an amazing experience there. Walking into the pods, it's like walking into a TARDIS and you go in, it's like pin drop, and I'm like looking around, and then you hear a voice, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm here to date." So it's quite surreal the first sort of day. But honestly, pods in general for me were amazing. I was developing friendships with the girls. I was developing my relationship, and I couldn't have asked for any better. Plus, I got fed really well.
There we go.
The food's so good.
That's the main thing.
Dates weren't great,
but the food was good.
Honestly, the food was good. The sweets were being supplied. Like, what more can I ask for?
Yeah,
that's it.
And so, when did you know that Cal was the one in the pod? Was it pretty early doors, or was it a slow burn?
It was very early doors for me, if I'm going to be honest. From the beginning, there was something about his voice, and when we were talking, it's like, you could feel a little bit of that weird sort of the butterflies. And it's not like anxiety, but it's like, oh, what's that warm feeling? Like honey. What's his name? What's the teddy bear who always loves honey?
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. So that warm sort of like feeling you get. And I've just compared myself to Winnie the Pooh.
Did you think that Cal was your piglet?
or was it donkeys the other one, or was that Shrek?
No, donkey. No, it's Eeyore, Tigger.
Eeyore, yeah, it's a donkey.
No, we all love Eeyore. We all have a soft spot for Eeyore. But no, honestly, it was just that sensation, and it just developed, and it got stronger and stronger to the point I was so comfortable in his company, and I was like, I've not felt like this with anybody before. And that spark, I can't compare it to anything else in life.
Wow. It's that northern accent, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a northern accent. Yeah, that's it.
I hate to say it, but I did fall for the northern accent.
And he fell for the posh accent.
It's funny, we actually understood each other at times, if I'm going to be honest.
That's funny.
Did you have any other connections in the pod stage, or Is there anything that you kind of wish you'd explored with anybody else?
There's no one else I wish I explored with, if I'm going to be honest. I developed actually really good friendships with some of the guys through dating them, which is not what you, yeah, it's not what you expect, but because you're dating emotionally initially, once you realize, oh, I've got friendship vibes here, you hold on to that. Like, I'm like, Dee's one of my closest friends coming out of it, out of the guys, because you feel so safe talking to that person. But no, not other connections that I would have explored. Yes, there were other good connections, but nothing that compared to Cal. And I felt like I just wanted to give it my all to one person. I know some people were like, no, if you have different connections, you're supposed to give it your all to each single one. But that's a lot. Come on, who does that in real life?
That's hard. That's hard as well to balance. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And in terms of like the girls, who was your closest friend in the lounge?
So Katisha was like, me and her were like this. We did everything together. So we would confide in each other. She had a pros and cons list, and I would be there over her shoulder. And yeah, we had each other. We had each other's backs, and it was safe to have that in such a strange environment. It's, you need someone you can trust.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Freddie, your section.
So I want to look at the wedding, and I want to look at the split as well. So,
okay.
Oh, you pulled a face there. Is that?
Oh, the wedding makes me cry. It's honestly, it's so beautiful, so beautiful.
Well, it was my favorite wedding.
I was going to say that. Yeah, amazing. So I was going to say that. So obviously, with the traditions and how emotional it was it hard to watch back?
It was. The first time I watched it, I was with the girls. So Ashley, Barda, me, and Katisha, and we sobbed so much to the point they were holding on to me, and I just couldn't stop crying, because I went back to the point of, at that day, it was the happiest. To that point, it was the happiest day of my life. I saw my family, my friends, everyone had accepted us for us, and they were supporting us. They were so in love with us for being in love, and that's how I felt. Like, I genuinely was in love. And the way they put it together, my God, they did good. Because
they do, don't they?
They did, yeah.
So good. And like when the
beautiful.
and when the Indian music comes in, and I'm like, guys, you get me every time. So I could not have asked for my first wedding. It was honestly the best I've had so far.
Well, if you get married again, you'll be like, well, on my last wedding, we had this.
I'm like, let me just play the clip so you can see what we're working with.
That's it, yeah. Love is Blind Season 2, Episode 10. Yeah.
But honestly, it's bittersweet now, because I just used his word. That was his word for that social media video, wasn't it? Bittersweet. But it's a painful memory now, because look what happens afterwards. So I cry with joy, but I also cry with a lot of pain when I watch it. And I have watched it about 10 times, seeing, could I get stronger and not cry? No.
I think it's raw. It's raw, Sroba. And I think with time, things will get easier. But it's like anything. But yeah, it's raw right now. And the thing is as well, like you lived that a year ago, and you're seeing it right now. So it resurfaces all those feelings. So it's just natural to feel that way. And plus, it was a very emotional and beautiful time of your life. So you're going to feel that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. Looking back now, do you think there was any sort of signs prior to the wedding where you thought things might change?
Prior to the wedding, it was really good. I felt like we were going strength to strength. It was amazing. We were connecting. But when you're in love, you do overlook things. And now I can say I am out of love with Cal. That's for sure. And obviously, you're always going to have that bit of a soft spot for someone, but that's just natural, and that goes away with time. I know over time that will go away, but now looking back on it, not being in love, there were moments where I don't feel like he heard me, in terms of like, if I was feeling a little bit like, oh, is the Cal on camera the same as the Cal off camera? If I would question it, it was almost like he just didn't hear me. It wasn't a conversation to be had. We move on. And I would almost forget, what was I even bringing up in the first place? That, to me, I realize now, that was the first signs of where I wasn't going to be an equal in that relationship. And that thing about compromise, that I realized wasn't there either. So there were small hints, but in an expedited experiment, you're looking at the big things. Foundation wise, could this person be my person for life? So if this is all working for you, those things you feel like you can iron out. And in hindsight, I probably should have had some bigger conversations with him. And it pains me to say that because I don't have any regrets because of how much I was in love with him.
I think it's hard as well, though, Sroba, because obviously we're limited with time that we have in that experiment, and we're not blessed with all the time in the world. So it kind of is quick decisions, isn't it? And if you follow your heart and you think that's the right thing to do, then at least you've done what felt like was right for you. So
yeah. Well, maybe if we all had Patrick's spleen, it would have been a bit of a different outcome.
Maybe. I noticed. I think you said. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you said that the Cal after you got married was never the same. Like, what did you sort of mean by that? Like, what changed?
What changed was his brother, and I do really rate his brother for saying this. And he said, Sroba was perfect for Cal, and if it doesn't work with her, it won't work with anybody else because Cal struggles to put someone else first. And in a relationship, in a marriage, you do have to put that person first. And with putting somebody else first comes a lot of compromise. He struggles with that. And I was on the receiving end of that. And if I knew the Cal I saw in the 3 months, I never would have married that Cal. So the Cal I knew up until the wedding day, I would choose that same person over and over again without knowing anything afterwards. But the Cal afterwards, I wouldn't choose that person because his outlook on life, it's not the same as me. His view of marriage, what he sees marriage as, what he sees husband qualities to be, none of it was for me. I was almost a silent partner in that relationship, and I would never have married someone who would almost make me feel like a shell of myself. And I don't think he realizes it. Even to this day, he still talks for me. And it's hard because I'm like, I have a voice, Cal, and he just doesn't hear me. He doesn't get it. And, only a week ago, he said, like we had the best wedding. And I was like, okay, Cal. And then he goes, if I could, and I said to him, if we did it again, would you have said no? Because you can't do a long-term commitment. You're not ready for one. And he was like, no, I would marry you again. So. Like what? Like you can't say that to me. That's so wrong.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, no, I forgot Freddie asking the question there. I want to say one thing though.
Yeah.
I did find it strange, right, that he's got the vows framed with the goblet.
Same. I thought it's a little strange. Yeah.
I didn't understand that really. I'm like, why?
So
I don't know.
What I realised is when Cal watches it all back, if there's any parts that he doesn't feel justice has been done to him, he will defend himself. So he can't get over the fact that his vows got cut short. So he had to show everybody his vows. And that's what it was. It's nothing even to do with me. He's not declaring how much love he had for me. He's declaring, oh, guys, my vows were good too. Here they are. And I know that photo frame would have been put away because that goblet he had is what we got given at the wrap party, which was only last week. So that means he's got the frame out to take a new picture. And that's not, do I say not normal behaviour?
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised because I noticed the goblet as well, and I was like, okay, that's probably come from the premiere.
I thought he'd mix it from the apartments. I mean, again, you don't have to answer this if you don't want, but Cal's reasons for sort of splitting were that he said there was no spark, you were different people, and you were more affectionate. So do you feel that's fair? No.
Those were new things to me. I was never told. I never felt like there was no spark. If anything, the spark was growing. Like we had an amazing New Year's, and it felt like to me developed. He got more comfortable in my company. He would be holding my hand at times. He would be snuggling on the sofa. And I was thinking, so all this stuff later where he was like, you were more affectionate. I was like, but I never saw you pull away or be like, or like move or nothing. You didn't look uncomfortable. And we know when someone's uncomfortable in a situation, it shows. And I'm not that blind, like at all. I do have some sort of wit about me, even when I am in love, that you still see things. But he wasn't like that. And the whole we're different people, Cal, well, now I'm saying it like I'm talking to Cal, this is like therapy, but like, I was the same girl on the pods, the same girl in departments, and the same girl that after the marriage. I never changed. And everybody knows that. He knows that. The only thing that then I can say is if he's saying we're different people, it means he changed. Because the Cal I married is not the same Cal the way he talks now. It's two different people. And I only learned that afterwards. So, and then the other point was, no spark, different people, love and affectionate. Yeah, all of that. That's just, you could be, this is like chat GBT. You know what I mean? Like that is something where you type in, why could a relationship end? Give me 3 points. There we go. So
that's it. Do you think that the split still would have happened had you had enough time to kind of work on things before you said I do?
I didn't know there was anything to work on,
okay,
if I'm going to be honest. But besides the times where I didn't feel like I had much of a voice, it's more like because he was being born the alpha male, and I thought, oh, is this something I'm comfortable with? But if I'm going to be honest, like Cal said, he would still marry me again, and the inevitable would be we were never going to last. So no matter what, if we lasted any point, it was always going to be the same because he decides. I don't have it. I'm not in. I don't know what am I? Is it like an NPC, a non-participating character?
Oh yeah. It's called that. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're telling me all this, like I don't have a say, or I'm not like there.
Yeah. And then moving on to like your family support. It's obviously a big part, I think, of a decision, having family on board. And so I know your family were a bit hesitant at first, your mum and your sister. So what happened for them to kind of get on board with it? And did it help with your decision?
Yeah, so they were just being a normal mum and a normal sister. They had their questions. Your sister, your daughter's come up to you and said, this is my fiance, I'm going to get married in a few weeks. Yay, like I'm so happy. Of course she's going to be like, tell me everything. And I get that. It's honestly from a very protected place and from love. And I totally respect my mum for it. She was never going to be like, oh, I don't agree with it, so this is a no. And if she was, no, it's not even her. I can't even say that because she wouldn't. But what happened is Cal just expressed our relationship. He expressed how he loved me. He went into more detail, and it was enough for mum to give her blessing. And I'm so proud of my mum for doing that because that's very progressive for her. Like she got brought up very traditionally. So for her to then see her daughter really trying to do something out of what I was sort of expected to do when it comes to a marriage, I'm so proud that she supported me, and she still does, because the next phase of this is another taboo subject, is I'll have to get a divorce, and my mum will still stand by me, and I really respect her. She's so strong. I do love her.
Yeah, that must be difficult.
Yeah.
It was like the cultural expectations. Like, how does that come into play when it comes to like, well, the marriage and saying yes, and now like the divorce, and like, do you know if that had any impact on his decision that came out of the blue, or?
So my mum actually had spoke to him in quite a lot of detail to say, Cal, if you're going to marry Sroba, like culturally, everything, she's an Indian girl, do not do this unless you're in it for life. And that means if anything happens later on down the track, there's open communication. You try to make it work. You go through all the different paths before you both then say, well, look, or if it's one-sided at that point, you've tried, you've given it all, it's just not meant to be. And that's okay. Not all marriages do work out. And some do end divorces, and it's still okay. But to have given it a short 3 months and then blindsided me and then told my mum, this is the one for me, I'm in love with her and I'm going to marry her and I know how much it means to you all, it's so wrong. Like, it's almost to the point of unforgivable. But I will stand true to myself, and I've put my relationship out there for a reason, because it is almost breaking boundaries to a certain extent. And I know loads of other women have already done that, and I commend them, because it's taken me over 10 years of going through dating to realize to put myself first. And I'm so proud of myself for doing that. And it's okay to go through a divorce, because that's real life. That's real.
It is, and I think that's what a lot of people don't realise. Like they think it's a TV show, but which it is. It's real life, I think. Yeah.
Just because at the reunion you asked for clarity, do you feel you have that now, or is it still like, what on earth's gone on?
The clarity from Cal is basically him saying is, I don't think I'll ever have a long-term commitment. I wasn't ready for a long-term commitment. You were perfect. If it doesn't work with you, it doesn't work with anybody else. And if I say, why did you marry me? And he says, I'm still going to marry you if I had the chance. That's the clarity I need. I just need to keep safe boundaries, safe distance. You live your life. I'm going to live mine.
You live yours.
Yeah.
PDA on camera, yes or no?
No, come on, you're talking to me. Did you not see the way I kissed him? It was for a reason.
Honestly, when Nick and I's first scene in Corfu, it was so awkward because I'm generally an awkward guy, and having cameras there when you're in the bed, it's just like, oh.
But even to kiss, I was like, how far is he? Because this is just not normal.
No. Describe Cal in one word.
Stubborn, because he would agree.
Okay, that's good. Best way you've healed since the show, or tried to heal?
The best way I've healed is honestly being vulnerable, and the best way was being vulnerable, being honest with my family and friends that I wasn't coping, because they took me out of the place that could have got really dark, and they caught me just before that. So I really relied on that support. Like, it's good to be strong. It's an admirable strength in some people, but I'm glad I dropped my strength for the time I needed them.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Great answer. And describe the wedding day in one word.
Oh, this is an iconic word. What my sister says, surreal. That was surreal.
And what is the first thing you'd do differently if you could do the experience again?
I would follow up with questions. So if I had an answer, I would come with a follow-up question with that answer. I wouldn't just take things as gospel, because I really trusted. So let's say when Cal said he's had several short-term relationships, why did I think it was just like me then? Oh, things didn't work out. You didn't see a long-term commit with this person, so you ended it before it got too serious. Why did I assume that? Why didn't I not just ask more? I should have pried more, because I was too trusting, and I've learned that now going forward.
That's good. That's very good. And what is the last DM you opened on Instagram?
I think it was someone calling me a queen. So
hey! That's nice. That was me.
That's a good one.
No, that was really, it was lovely. It's so much love and support that honestly, how can I not be okay? Because it's all there. Everyone's there. They're taking their time out to be like, we love you for you. And that is overwhelmingly amazing. So yeah, it gets you emotional, because it's like, God, yeah.
No, you got a lot of support online, and deservedly.
Yeah, massive. Yeah, and deserved. Yeah. Sroba, we want to play a little game with you. Okay.
Okay. That sounds a bit weird.
Say that again.
Sounds a little bit dodgy.
Okay.
So Ben's going to take his clothes off.
No, we have Cal chained up.
I'm like, camera off.
Right, okay. So this game is called Sarover or It's Over. Okay.
Oh.
So basically,
clever, guys.
I'm going to give you a series of questions, and all I need you to do is answer with Sarover or It's Over. Sarover means yes.
Okay.
It's over means no. Okay? So pretty straightforward. Okay. Stay married if the spark dims, but communication is strong.
Sarover.
Okay. Go on another reality TV program.
Yeah, because I would say 100%. Because I'm still looking for the one. So why would I not try? But use my brain a little bit more and ask more questions.
I wouldn't personally, I'm just saying.
You just went on perfect match.
That was a joke. I was joking. Next one. Dating outside of your type.
Oh, 100% Sroba.
Nice.
Sroba. Sliding into another cast member's DMs after filming.
No, it's over.
Sroba. It's over. It's over. Would you do Love Is Blind again?
Yes. And when you asked about another reality TV show, it's basically anything that's serious like this. Because obviously, I'm not the type of it's not in me to go on something, I don't know, like Perfect Match. I'm not going to be like, I'm here for serious. Oh, this might come across wrong.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
So that's Sarover, is it?
Sroba. Let's just stick to Sroba. We'll cut.
Moving on.
Last one. Is love blind?
It's definitely blind. It is blind. It's definitely blind. Sroba.
Hey.
God, that's harder than you think.
Right, then.
Forget. Right, this on the final bit now, Sroba. If you could give one piece of advice to anyone thinking of going on Love Is Blind, what would that advice be?
If you're going to go on it, be open to it. Be genuine, be open, and be ready for a long-term commitment. And just be yourself. Honestly, put your heart out there. Be yourself. Be vulnerable. You never know what can happen.
Nice. And I know you've touched this before, but would you be open to being married again?
100%. Cal has not dimmed that light for me.
Good. I like that.
Good. Yeah, that's good. We like that.
And then what's next for you? What's the future look like?
I have no idea, but all that I know is Sarover 2.0 is ready to enjoy life, and wherever that leads,
nice.
I'm open. I'm ready for it. I'm excited for my new version and view of life.
That's good. Look to the future. Look forward.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And the final question: what's your current relationship status?
You just watched me go through the massive breakup.
You might have found somebody else.
Yeah, you might have found someone else. He did. No, he didn't. That's a joke. Stay, I'm joking.
I'm single. I am single. Yeah.
There we go.
I needed my healing time.
Yeah. And that is it, you know.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on this pod with us, honestly.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We're big fans.
Yeah, you've been brilliant. You've been good crack.
I'm also your fan as well. I'm also a fan.
Thank you. Well, Beyond the Pod loves you. Beyond the Pod loves you. So.
We do. Big fans.
Yeah. Thanks, Rover.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.